And so I went to Exodus. If you want to go to Exodus with me, that'd be awesome. And it's one of those books I haven't read a lot, Exodus. I usually stick to the New Testament. Anybody with me? Yeah, no, it's because it's so cool. It's like, action-packed for like every day. I don't know, but the Old Testament has got the wisdom. It's got a lot of the things, a lot of the rich goodies. You know how you can take like energy drinks and stuff? Yeah? Yeah, energy drinks. Okay, and you know how you can your proteins and you can actually be healthy and like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? No, but like, that's the Old Testament. We need to know. We need to be filled because it's the things that are like the thick. It's like the meat. It's like the things that we start feeding on once we really want to grow. And so the Old Testament, you need to like check it out because it's got so much truth and it's full of life for us now. And he took me to Exodus 33. Yep, Exodus 33. Verse 11 first, and it said this. And he took me here, and it was just during the night, and I was tired, and I was like, okay, God, Exodus. And it said, the Lord spoke with Moses face to face, just as a man speaks with his friend. Then Moses would return to the camp, but his assistant, the young man Joshua, sorry about that, I was in the dark. Joshua, son of Nun, would not leave the inside of the tent. Did you guys catch that? Listen to this. This is God, all right? The Lord spoke with Moses face to face. Literally, face to face. Then Moses would return to the camp where all the Israelites were. But his assistant, the young man Joshua, son of Nun, would not leave the inside of the tent. How many of you guys know that Joshua was up to something? Do you feel me? Joshua was up to something. Why would Moses go back, but Joshua wouldn't leave? Have you thought about that just now? Did that kind of come up? It took someone like Joshua. You know, when Moses left, Joshua was a leader. But Joshua knew he knew that he needed God. And that's what changed his life, I promise you. One of the things that changed Joshua's life was spending that time with the Lord. Moses was spending it face-to-face with God. Joshua knew God was real, and he was in there speaking to Moses. He's like, all right, Moses, you're leaving, but I'm staying because I know what's inside that tent, and I'm not getting away from this. I'm not even leaving this tent. We need to become people, and God spoke to me. He said, look, you, Danny, you need to start spending time with me. How else am I going to talk to you if you're not here? How am I going to spend time with you, face-to-face time, if you're not even here? And it rocked my world. I said, that's the way I need to do it. You need to connect with God. We need to allow him to visit us, but we need to be presentable. We need to be there. We need to be saying, God, here I am. I'm spending time with you. And he'll meet us there. He wants to meet this time. This is a new time. How many of you guys agree with that? Things are different. Things are way different. And they're about to get even more different, if that even makes sense. But they are. They really are. It's a time for us as the church to cry out for God to meet us face to face. You know that veil? There was a veil that was the priest. He had to go through this veil to get to the Holy of Holies. And when Christ came, when Jesus came and he died, that veil was torn in half. Just like that. Just like that. And so, literally, just like that. Like, even the sound effects, it's all legit. And so, check it out. Dude, that veil was broken in half, done, finished. We can walk into that now. We're in this generation. We're in the generation that has a God that is big. And there's a lot of people saying, you know, man, the galaxy's big. Have you guys like seen the pictures that NASA's taken? NASA, that's wrong. I'm Australian. Okay, let me go back here. I'm Australian, just so you know. All right, so it happens all the time. It happens. Sometimes I go righteous, and it's like there. I'm like, whoa. So, okay, besides the point. Now, there is incredibly huge, enormous, ginormous stuff out there. It's like mind-boggling. Some of the galaxies are just like, you know, you drop and you're like, no way. And it's just, man, it just rocks your socks off. But the God that we serve just said, be. And it was done. He said, exist. Let there be light. And it was done. And why is it so hard to believe that the God that created this, that we can see and touch and feel, you know, he's not big enough to give me a future. I'm just hopeless, you know. I'm just walking around. I've got nothing better to do than just like sit and watch TV every day. Man, we're serving the God that is willing to take us all around the world just so people will know his love. He's willing to take you to those stadiums that the Jonas Brothers pack. Dude, I'm serious. They pack stadiums. There's 3 of them. 3. And they play instruments, little bitty like wooden pieces with strings. All right? They're like, hey, it's a stick. Let's put some strings. And they play that. It sounds good. And they put them in a stadium. And thousands of young people rush and scream to see them. Okay, girls. Okay. Yeah, I know some guys. I know, that's scary. That's even scary. When you're like, what? You're going to do what? You go watch the, oh, dude, don't talk to me. No, like, okay, but you know what I mean? It has to change. Something in our mentality has to be like, boom. Okay, if the Jonas Brothers are doing something this huge, they're going around the globe, they're, you know, showing the world their music, man, they're impacting the generation with all their amazing lyrics. What are they doing? They're doing nothing. It's all just, it will perish. It's going to be gone. And in this moment, but God, what God wants to do with our lives, it's something that will last. It's long, it's lasting because it's not us. It's the Spirit that wants to do it. Do you agree? We are only, you know, the only thing we have to allow God, we only have to allow God to use us. Just be the instrument. And I learned, like, I used to hear that a lot. Like, God wants to use you. And I would be like, man, that's abusive. Like, what? Man, that's ridiculous. Why, you know? And I'm sorry. I used to hear this, and I was like, I mean, some of you guys know you're thinking that. I know it. That's right. I see it in your eyes. That's right. No, but you know, and it was like, man, he's going to just use me. He's going to, you know, I'm going to lose my life. He's going to send me to Africa, and I'm going to be in the middle of nowhere, and I'm going to realize he just put me here. I'm like, no! And like, fall on my knees and start screaming like, why? You lied, you know? And I was like, no, dude. And then God, one day in a prayer meeting, God gave me this incredible picture, and he showed me a guitar. Okay, no, that's not it. That's not it, all right? And it was a crappy-looking guitar. I'm just kidding. No, it's a normal guitar. It didn't have anything spectacular about it. All it was just a guitar, and you could see some hands that were tuning it. And so this guitar is getting tuned, and I was like, interesting, cool. Okay, yes, you tune a guitar. And then God said, and then he started playing it, and you could just see hands playing the guitar. And it wasn't anything like Led Zeppelin or anything like that. It was just, he was just strumming the guitar. And it sounded incredible. And I was like, wow, that sounds good. And then he said, I want you to allow me to use you like that instrument. I want you to allow me to tune you. Because if you're not in tune, Danny, I can't use you. Because you're going to sound horrible. Like, oh, I don't care. No, I sound bad already. But like, no, I'm just kidding. No, but you know what I mean? It had nothing to do with the musical aspect of it. It was my life. And he said, your guitar, this is your life. It's not like I'm going to do music for my life because I want to just share the gospel with people. But he said, I want you just like an instrument, just how a musician uses an instrument, not in a like forceful way, but it's something beautiful. It's something that is meant to be. The musician with the instrument. And so they take it and he tunes it. And he said, how can you know what like, doesn't the musician have the right to tune his instrument? Isn't that for both of their good? Like, you know what I mean? Why would you want to play a guitar that's out of tune? And why would you want to be that guitar that's out of tune? You know? And then he said, let me tune you and let me play you. Let me play this instrument through your life. That people will hear what my music sounds like. That people will hear what I want your life to sound like, to look like. And it changed my life. There was no like abusive in that. It was beautiful. I said, God, look at me. I'm not worthy of this. But he said, I love you. He said, I created you. Why would I not want to use you? Why would I not want to love on you? And then I just realized all I have to do is allow him to take my life, to tune it, and to play it. To take time, to spend time with him. The only way you can tune it is you spend time. Again, how do I live my life with the power of God in it? I spend time with him. I spend time. And in Exodus, here we go. And then he took me to Exodus 15. I'm almost there. Alrighty. If you're there, go to Exodus 33:15. And it said this.